Welcome to a Song of Ice and Fire Symposium. My name is Nav, and my pronouns are they, them.
And my name's Harmit, and my pronouns are Hershey, like the chocolate.
And this is A Clash of Kings, chapters 64 and 65, Arya and Sansa. In these chapters, Arya practices her needlework, and Sansa practices her poker face. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. Harmith, what did you think of these chapters? The Stark sisters.
Oh, I read these chapters on a nice beach, so I loved these chapters because it was just a vibe. I don't think I've tried reading chapters in different locations. Like sometimes when I'm I don't have a lot of time and I'm on the bus or something, or I've tried reading them at university even, and it's never I've never successfully done it. But this time, and I was sitting in the sand on the shore, definitely got sand up my butt, but other than that, it was great. Definitely a little gory to be reading at the beach, but I enjoyed it. So I loved it. But in terms of actual content, I think I liked it more than I would have reading it somewhere else. It was a little boring, but the beach elevated it. Okay. I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. These chapters are, where would you say they fit in their story?
In terms of the book, or in terms of Arya and Sansa?
In the book.
These are definitely on the lower end of.
No. Sorry. I meant rising action, climax, closing, that kind of. Where in the plot would you say these fit?
I know they're supposed to I guess these are falling action, right? Because we had that we don't have enough pages to have a bigger climax than what we've already had.
Right.
But usually because this is right after the climax, so usually the first falling action isn't this muted, you know?
That's true.
So falling action, but feels more
I don't know. Arya's, it was very dense for me, and it had a lot going on. Arya's.
It did have a lot, but
had a lot of names, most of which I ignored.
Yeah. No, Arya's there was a lot going on and it was long, but I was just kind of oh yeah, I just kind of
it was kind of par
it.
for the course for an Arya chapter.
Yeah, I just wasn't really taken by anything. But with the Sansa one, I just kept waiting for them to make an announcement that I was really shocked about. But then with Arya's, I was just kind of okay, yeah, this makes sense. And I think also usually George R. R. Martin kind of leaves some room for you to guess and interpret a little bit, which he did at the end. But I feel there was so much of her being she was oh, River Run isn't very far from here. And I feel in other chapters, he would have made you figure that out before he. So I think that's also why I was a little bit more.
But also I feel this is Arya, and this is a 10-year-old kid. This would be her thought process. Yeah. So I think it kind of varies.
It's true to
from
the
character to
it's
character.
true to the I'm there's nothing wrong with it, but
it was a little on the nose.
Yeah, the result of that for me was just me being a little bit less invested because I didn't have to think about it.
Everything was kind of on the surface, and you wanted to read between the lines.
Yeah, and then the Sansa one had literally cleared nothing up, so I had the opposite problem with it. So yeah.
All right. Oh, I want to say things so bad, but I'm not gonna.
You should.
Okay. Who died in these chapters? Let's start there.
I hate this. There were so many deaths. Okay. I'm just gonna group them instead of doing names.
You don't have to name every single person, but you gotta
the Bolton. I'm trying to think of alliteration. Not working. Okay.
Bolton
just
buddies.
The Bolton. I wouldn't say buddies.
Bolton bros.
Bolton bros. No, the
Bolton and bros.
Sure. Just everyone that was in even slight cahoots with Lannister, even sideways cahoots with Lannister. Bolton was
Right.
There was a bunch of named people. I don't remember if any of them were important because there were so many.
Oh, we'll talk about them, but yeah, so there were a bunch of those.
And then there were in Sansa's, they confirmed Mandan's death. They're saying Tyrion is close to death, but I don't count that.
Okay. They're also saying Lancel is close to death.
Yeah, that too. Oh, yeah, right. There was Lancel too. And then there was a few others, but there was like a couple of names that I like recognized, but not enough for me to like remember. But it was just like as they were kind of calling everyone, Sansa was like, "Oh yeah, and that person's dead."
Right.
I literally don't remember any specifics. There were so many.
What about the end of Arya's chapter?
Oh shit! Yeah. The guard who was probably from the north.
I don't know. It's kind of important. Her first, kill that is not out of self-defense.
Yes. I didn't say it wasn't important. I just said there was a lot of deaths, and I'm not going to remember any of them.
You know what? I should also write these down to double check that you're actually getting all of them, but because in case you miss somebody, we'll just get to it. Okay. All right. There's usually a couple that I'm looking out for every time you list them. I was looking out for Arya's and
right.
So I'm usually okay, as long as you name those, we're good.
Yeah. The other ones are I'm sorry, but they're a daily occurrence in the Game of Thrones world.
Okay. So Arya is in Harrenhal. It's not going good. I should have given you a trigger warning for this, but I totally blocked it out of my brain. This. Okay. All right. So Arya is just going about her chores, and the very first sentence is, "The heads had been dipped in tar to slow the rot." Just standard for Arya, no biggie. Yeah. Oh, hang on. I just realized I did not make you summarize.
Oh, shit! Oh my god, I totally forgot! That's funny.
Oh, you almost got away with it. Okay.
No, it's because we were talking for so long just about the initial that I think we just felt like we did. That's funny.
Okay.
Oh no, okay.
3, 2,
panic.
1, go.
I'm trying something different. I'm gonna go backwards. Okay. Arya, she escapes with Gendry and Hot Pie after killing the guard. Before that, what led up to that is she pretends that, Bolton wanted the horses so that they can get away to get to Riverrun, and the reason she wants to get to Riverrun is she sees the map and the river vibes from Bolton, and Bolton had a book and he burned the book, and then Bolton went hunting for wolves, and then Arya was there and she's miserable and it's awful and I can't remember specifics and I'm panicking.
Okay, switch. Sansa.
Sansa. Okay, Sansa is there, and it's the trial / fake trial because everything, they're just, reciting a script, and Joffrey's there, and Tywin is now officially okay, yeah, you're the hand and you're here, but you're also the regent, I don't know, and then Joffrey, and then Sansa's not having to marry Joffrey anymore, but she's still there trapped, so she's we're keeping you as a ward, but and then a bunch of people get promoted, okay, 600 knights, Dantos.
I gotta say, this backward strategy is not working for you.
It is working. I feel like I hit more things.
I guess. Maybe. But it was really hard to follow.
I don't care. Hey, I don't care.
Yeah, it's not like we're, making a podcast that other people listen to. What doesn't matter?
I think that it's 30 seconds. And it's okay. It's not like we're summarizing them. We're gonna explain what we mean.
Listeners, chime in. What do you prefer? That Harmut hit all the points, but it'd be kind of not at all understandable, or that we understand what she's saying, but she misses some of the most important points. As I'm saying it, I'm realizing you're kind of right. But anyway, I still want people to tell me.
I can also vary it. The second chapter, I was struggling to do it backwards. So I feel that one I should have done forwards. So we can switch it up. I'm not saying I need to do this all the time.
No, I'm not saying do it backwards or forwards. I'm just saying overall what
do people like?
You want. Yeah. Okay, back to Arya. Yeah, so she's going to get water, and after she passes the heads, she passes the stalks of women who are just out there for anybody to rape. Yeah, this is really fucked up. And what was going through your head in terms of like Roose Bolton, the situation here? Like, what were you?
I was not
like technically, yay, Northmen are here, but
yeah, but we really didn't know, like, we didn't know anything about Bolton. So starting off with this was kind of like oh, never mind, Arya's never gonna be happy. It was kind of that realization, and I just instantly, obviously, hated Bolton. I was like, what is this? But it really just shows you that it's like, it really isn't, like, the side you're on is not the determiner of your actions. Like, it really comes down to the individual person, and Bolton is fucking awful.
Yeah.
And, like, none of this was necessary. And he's also, the thing is, like, they're also, like, worried about, Tywin eventually coming back to take Harrenhal or whatever, and it's like, even from a logical standpoint, with such a big castle, it's like, I feel like you need to just stop killing people, and you need to just, like, focus on your
make use of the people you have.
Yeah, and like some of these people are like, yeah, like the armor. I don't know what a good wife is.
It's like one of the people, like, oh, hang on. So like, there's the steward. The good wife is kind of like a steward, but not as highly ranked, I guess. Just like a person who's in charge of like the staff and gets them to do their chores, I feel like.
Okay, that makes sense. So like, they have experience in that. The armor is obviously like a skilled worker. The cook is and like, what are you doing? Like, I don't, like, what is this accomplishing? Fear? Like, it's like, you need these people. So from a logical standpoint, what are you doing? From like an emotional standpoint, like, you're a fucking awful human. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, and there's like the one good wife who I can't tell if she's in the stocks and grabs Arya, or if she's like around. No, I think she's just around in the yard somewhere. The one who was left alive is like, oh, it's gonna be you the next time Lannisters come around, and it's just not a great place. Like, Arya doesn't want any of this, but she's somehow a little bit responsible for it because she's
a part of supporting it.
Yeah. Although I would say that it seems to me that the prisoners and the mummers were already planning to break out and like revolt against the Lannisters. So even if she hadn't intervened, it would have happened, but she did, and now she has a hand in it, and it sucks.
The one. But now it's like, this entire chapter, it's like the sole responsibility for some reason is hers.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, the weasel soup, it's the weasel soup, and it's like, Arya.
She's the POV, and like, and also she's an easier person to target than Roose Bolton. Nobody's gonna go up to Roose Bolton and be like, you're terrible. Like, everybody's
like,
gonna.
I know, but still, it's just like, ugh, why, man? Like, can they give her any happiness?
No. Short answer, no.
Oh man, I hate it.
Yeah.
I just need like one chapter of like just something good happening to Arya.
Well, the end isn't so bad.
Yeah, but like, the ending does give me hope, but I'm like, is this hope founded on anything except for just me wanting Arya to be happy? I don't know. Anyway, we're getting lost.
Okay, so, these people are even worse than the Lannisters. Like, Gendry's even like, oh, I much preferred the Lannisters to the Mummers, and the Mummers have a lot of questionable folk among them. There's a pedophile Septon. There's a Qyburn, the necromancer, I think she calls him at one point. And Biter, of course, who is known for eating people. I didn't realize he actually ate people. Like, I thought he just bit like
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should be not. Eater. No, never mind. Okay, moving on.
And also, like, something I just kept thinking about. I used to think about this before, like, when Arya killed, like, the dude in the stable, like, way back when, like, when she first escaped, right?
Yeah.
But, like, that wasn't intentional. And then, like, over the, time she's had to kill more people. And, like, when, like, I don't know. I'm, like, constantly tracking her, like, is she killing this person? Is she choosing not to kill this person? And I feel like that comes up a few times in this chapter, too. Like, right at the beginning when she's, like, when, Amabel, the remaining good wife is, like, like, kind of like Arya, like, bruh. And she's like, oh, okay, like, I could report her for everything she said, but I wouldn't. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not going to add to this terribleness.
Yeah, and then it just happens a few times. I don't know. I'm just like, this 10-year-old who's been exposed to killing.
She has a lot more, like, moral choices to make than anybody in their everyday life.
Exactly. Definitely. So I'm just constantly tracking it. I'm like, I know, like, Arya isn't going to become a Joffrey, but, like...
Isn't she?
I'm just... No, she's not. She's not. I have faith in my girl. But I'm just, like, tracking it just to make sure there's not enough similarities between her and Joffrey for me to be irked.
Right.
So, for just pointing it out.
Okay. Cool. So, there's talk of Vargo Hoat and how now that he's, on Roose Bolton's side, he's just going back to capture all the people that helped him when he was on the Lannister side. And just, so...
like, these people aren't doing anything useful. Like, he could be doing so much to, like, prepare, And
he's capturing to them and bringing money and stuff. Like, he is being useful in his terrible way.
I know, but it's like...
I just feel bad for the people who, like, first sided with him, and now they're like, oh, hey, dude, come have a cup of tea. And now he's like, oh, actually, I'm here to have a cup of your blood. I don't know.
Here to give Rorge a cup of your blood.
Yeah. So that's a thing. Okay. And then, she's, like, getting angry at herself, really, for not going with Jaqen Hagar, but, like, she's like, oh, that stupid dude. He was a lie. His face was a lie. His stupid coin's a lie. And she throws it away, but then, like, at one point she's like, oh, fine, I'm gonna go get it. Even though it's not worth anything. I just like that little moment.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My favorite part of this chapter. So she is taking her pail of water up to Roose Bolton, but she's still in the yard, and she notices Roose Bolton's squire, Elmar Frey, who's cleaning his chainmail by rolling it in a barrel of sand, because that's what you do, right? So, any thoughts about this kid?
What?
No? Okay.
This kid is just
Let me blow your mind. Okay. So, Elmar Frey liked to boast that he was the son of the Lord of the Crossing, not a nephew or a bastard or a grandson, but a true-born son, and on account of that, he was going to marry a princess. Any thoughts? This dude is the one that Arya is engaged to.
What the fuck?
Remember when Rob made that whole deal? And one of those things was like, Arya's gonna marry a Frey. It's this Frey. She's the princess.
But she's not a... Oh, I guess because she's supposed to be
Rob
the
is the king.
Of the queen. And Rob. Like, from both sides, she's a princess. Right?
What's other side?
Because, wait. If Sansa were to become queen, then would Arya also be princess?
No.
But that's also sibling. And Rob is also sibling.
Sansa would be queen through marriage, not blood.
That's annoying.
Okay, no, you're moving away from the fact that she keeps insulting this princess to his face, and it's herself. I just love it. See, you were not reading between the lines, because these were this chapter.
How am I supposed to remember things?
I know. Okay,
from literally so long ago? You cannot.
But you can see why I really enjoyed it, because I could see all.
No, I get it. That's hilarious. I hate that I didn't remember that, but also I'm not going to stand here and blame myself for for not remembering it, okay?
No, I know. I'm sorry. But
no, it's okay.
This is just, like,
that's
the best
really funny.
fucking
no,
thing.
that's amazing.
Because, like, they don't get along, and they're, like, always, you know, teasing each other.
Why? Okay, no. I need this. I need an enemies to
And he's
lovers.
always like, I don't need you. I have my princess. And meanwhile, she is the princess.
No, I need him to not be as awful as the other so I can root for an enemies to lovers. I need this.
I don't know. He's still
Is he that awful? He's gonna still be that awful.
All I gotta say is he's afraid.
I know, but like, I now I
also,
want that.
he's a kid, so
That's true.
he doesn't even know her. He's just like enamored with the idea of her.
Of marrying a princess. And then there she is. There's your princess.
So after they insult each other, the way that, you know, you do.
Yep.
She takes the pail up to Roose's chambers, and it's like a bunch of Freys are there, Qyburn's there, and I think somebody else is there, but I don't remember who. And fucking Roose Bolton is laying there naked with leeches all over his body. And I hate this dude, but also, like, that's a power move, right? Like, he's in the most vulnerable position in this room, but yet he's the one in control of it. And he does this thing where he talks really, like, quietly, so people really have to listen. Like, you know?
No, that's
like such a lesson, though, because we're too loud. You know, the two of us.
I know. I know. I need to adopt that. I'll do it in some situations and it works so well, but I have to consciously think about it.
Okay.
Like, I really have to, like, but then it's like, it's just, it's so effective, and that's like,
yeah, like every time you talk, people are like actually like leaning in to listen to you, even if what you're saying is bullshit, like, you know.
No, exactly.
But like the two of us, like, I'm loud and you're louder, like, this is a fact. I'm not like insulting anybody
it's
here,
true.
right?
It's true.
And
it's very
like,
true.
We're just yelling all the time. People are like trying to get away from us as we're talking and supposed to lean in, you know.
It's very true.
We're doing we're doing something wrong here.
The one thing where he is better than us.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
So, all the Freys are worried. Well, yeah, they're all worried about the situation, and they're like, "Oh my God, Tywin's gonna come back and take Harrenhal, and we can't hold it. What are we gonna do?" Mm-hmm. And Roose is just like, "I'll deal with it." Like, he's not expressing any worry of any kind at all. And they're just like going back and forth, like, oh, Tywin's in King's Landing, but he can do this, but we don't have enough people because he's got Highgarden now. And it's this Sir Hostine Frey keeps being like, oh my God, we have lost. Robb has to bend the knee. And Roose Bolton like kind of responds with, no, like, Robb has won every battle he had with the Lannisters. And then Hostine Frey brings up that he has lost the North, he has lost Winterfell, his brothers are dead. Oh, I guess Arya also has to practice her poker face here because, oh my God. That, like, imagine hearing your brothers are dead and just, like, not being able to react at all.
Yeah.
Oh my, can somebody give her a hug already? I just feel so bad. I mean, we know that they're not dead, right? Even though we haven't gotten an update on where they are, but like... Like, we know they're not dead. At least Theon didn't kill them, so... But she here like, only has the information that's on this page here, so... That's tough. And she just has to she's like, oh, I'm gonna stand here like a stick of furniture, like Syrio taught me. Yeah, I'll be in my room pretending I don't exist.
Except there is no room.
Yeah, she doesn't have the privilege of a room. So they're just going back and forth. Basically, Hostine Frey's like, oh my God, he's lost, we're gonna die, just like let him yield whatever. And Roose Bolton's just like, yeah, you want to tell him that? And at this, he just kind of dismisses them, and all the Freys leave. So Qyburn's still there, and he's got a letter from his lady wife, Lady Walda? Is that her name? Oh, of course, she's Walder Frey's daughter. So Walda Frey.
Oh my god.
All of his kids have like Hostine is like as far as it's gonna get from Walder.
That's true.
Anyway, so this is when she's like, okay, he's got the Maester's robe, but he doesn't have the chain because he lost it for practicing necromancy and black magic. So that's fun.
Yay.
Do you think it's like real magic? Like, you know, like we know magic is kind of around.
I don't think so.
This guy is just kind of like fake magic.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't give him that credit.
Yeah, so he reads the letter, and it's all like, oh my god, I count the days until you return to me, and I will give you many true-born sons. This is like the closest to a love letter that you could get, I guess. But like in this love letter, she manages to invoke his dead son and his own mortality. She's like, oh, they'll take place of your favorite son and rule after you die. It was like really aggressive. I don't know. I felt it was. And all Arya can do is picture a baby with leeches all over it. Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. So Bolton babies, not very appealing. And then, okay, so after the letter from Lady Walda, he sends a letter to Helman Tallheart that tells him to... So Helman Tallheart has gone to take over the castle of Derry, and, you know, the people there surrendered, so he's in control there now. And so Roose Bolton is giving him further instructions. So he tells him to kill everybody in the castle and light it up. I should mention, this Castle Derry is the same castle that Lancel gets awarded in Sansa's chapter.
Right.
So now it's going to be all burned down. Poor Lancel.
Lovely.
And then, so after he's done that, by the command of the king, he used to join forces with Robert Glover and strike east towards Duskendale. Do you have that on your map? Like, do you have an idea, a sense of where that is?
Right, like east of King's Landing and like northeast of it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like way out of the way there. King's Landing's there, and Harrenhal's there. Sorry, this is very fascinating audio. Great work, Ross. But yeah, so he's telling them to go there and attack it because that land has been too long without fighting. And these two dudes need to take vengeance. So Robert Glover is the one whose castle, Deepwood Motte, that Asha took over. Mm-hmm. And Tallheart's son is the one that Theon killed.
Oh.
So, like, yeah. So he's like, take your revenge on this totally opposite of the Iron Islands area. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's his whatever. What do you think of this plan?
This is... he's doing things for no reason. And it's... I don't...
Okay. Yeah.
I don't like it.
Doesn't seem very smart, I guess.
Yeah. It's just... It's irritating to read. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Arya, meanwhile, is like, oh, that castle should be burned. That's where they killed Lady, right?
Yeah.
And she wants Robert Glover and Helman Tallheart to return to Harrenhal so she can judge their character because she's still deciding whether she can trust them or not. Like, she's kind of like been like, oh, I've seen this Roose Bolton dude. I don't trust him anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
So she's like looking for other people to trust. So after that, Roose is going out hunting, And it is wolves I mean to hunt. I can scarcely sleep at night for all the howling. And sorry, I don't know why I'm talking like that. He probably does not talk like that at all because he talks very quietly. He's like, it is wolves I mean to hunt.
I mean to hunt.
Okay, and he tells Arya to take care of the letter, which presumably means that she has to burn it. He has this thing where he keeps burning things. I don't get, like, when he burns that book later, I was like, wait, I don't remember this. What's that book? What's happening? If somebody knows what that book is, like, tell me. But he seems kind of like the dude that doesn't keep, like, any information around. He doesn't want anything around so that people can use it against him, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no, he just loves to get rid of things. Minimalist. He doesn't need to do spring cleanup.
Yeah. So Arya, they leave. Arya burns the letter. She, like, as she's watching the letter burn, this moment I, like, legit teared up. She sits by the fire and thinks, if Winterfell is truly gone, is this my home now? Am I still Arya or only Nan the servant girl forever? And it was just so sad because, like, you know, she's like, I don't have a home anymore. If I'm not Arya of Winterfell, then who the fuck am I? And it's just,
crisis.
It's a lot. Okay. Yeah, she's cleaning up. She does the whole thing, and she cleans up his room. Then she goes down to his solar, which is like his office, and she notices there's this map on the table, and she's like, oh my god, River Run isn't that far from here. I could just probably skip on over there. So
skip on over there.
I don't know.
That's a way to think of it.
I'm trying to get over the really sadness, okay? Let me do it.
I know.
So she finishes her tasks and she winds up in the Godswood to practice her needlework, as she says. I feel like I've said that like in 3 different episodes where I'm like, Arya practices her needlework. Arya practices her needlework. I'm like, okay, get over it.
Hey, Arya is doing it, and it's good.
She is a very skilled embroiderer.
Yes. She's a dedicated learner.
Yeah. So she's, fighting the trees with her stick sword, and just getting out all her anger. And
she adds to her little mantra, she adds Valar Morghulis.
Oh yeah. I think she did that before.
Oh, I
Like
forgot.
when she was like, okay, now I say the names and I say Valar Morghulis at the end, even though she doesn't really know what it means. Any further guesses on what it means?
Nope. I am sticking.
So by the time she finishes up there, the hunting party has returned with a bunch of wolves that they killed. And Roose Bolton's like, sew those into a bedspread for me. And some dude's like, oh, the younger ones will make great gloves. And, it's like this really weird, I don't know. Okay. So all of that, and she has to go bring him dinner, and she goes like to the kitchens. Hot Pie's there. Hot Pie's not really cool with her anymore because he's scared of her after all the weasel soup, and also probably blames her for the situation in Harrenhal and all of that. And it's also sad. But she brings a dinner to Roose Bolton, and this is when he's sitting reading a book, which he burns promptly.
Yeah.
And as she's dismissed, she something makes her asks him a question, which is whether he'll take her with him when he leaves Harrenhal. And it says, he turned to stare at her, and from the look in his eyes, it was as if his supper had just spoken to him. Wow.
Like, okay.
Yeah, and instantly he's like, did I give you leave to question me? And she's like, oh my god, what did I do? Oh my god. Yeah. But he's kind of amused by this, so he's like, this one time I will answer you. And I keep making this noise for Roose Bolton, even though this is definitely not what he sounds like at all. I will make an exception this time. I will I will make an exception. Okay, because I'm trying. Okay, you know what? Stop it. I can't do voices.
I know. You're trying to emulate that like quiet, like powerful voice, but it's just turning into
quiet,
old
but
man.
like low, but like I don't got a low voice, so what am I gonna do?
Yeah, you're trying to make it powerful, but it's just turning into like, that's what I imagine like Catelyn's dad on his deathbed sounds.
On his deathbed.
So definitely not like the right direction, but kind of.
It's okay. It's better when we do worse, like non-fitting voices anyway. Well, it wasn't. Oh, sorry. Never mind. We're not gonna reminisce. So, he tells her that no, she's gonna stay here. He's gonna leave, and the mummers are gonna be in charge of Harrenhal. Yay!
Nice.
And Arya's like, oh no, I don't like this. So she leaves, and out in the yard, she can hear like one of the towers, the Wailing Tower where she used to work for Weeze. The Freys have taken it over for their own quarters, and she hears like a lot of yelling and arguing and just a lot of stuff going on. And Almar Frey's there outside, and he's crying. My princess, he sobbed. We've been dishonored, Aenys says. There was a bird from the twins. My lord father says I'll need to marry someone else or be a septon. I mean, or be a septon. Like, why even add the be a septon? Like, just marry somebody else if you're so excited. But so that's
No, this hits different now knowing that it's Arya, because I just assumed it was like some other like princess. So I was like, oh, like what did they do? Is it because like Robb and them are traitors now? I was like, what? But like, so
yeah,
the Arya marriage is called off. So Robb,
and all the Freys are angry.
Yeah,
what's going on?
All the Freys are angry. So Robb like canceled the alliance, but what would prompt Robb to cancel the alliance? Did the Freys do something? Because we know we don't trust them at all, even though we have this gigantic alliance. So maybe like the Freys.
Well, they claim that they're the ones who have been dishonored.
Okay, yeah, but they're gonna say that.
Either way.
If they'd done something, they'd be like, "Oh, we fucked up and we're facing the consequences." Like, no.
Okay.
So they definitely. I want to be on Robb's side here.
Like, let's try to think back to what's going on over there. So Robb's out in the west, right? Fighting. And I mean, Catelyn recently took some drastic action, if you remember.
That's true. Yes, that is very true.
You want to tell us what it was?
Oh, it like killed Jaime. But like, cause the reason we wanted the Frey alliance, well, like to let them through or whatever. But then it was also like, oh, don't let anyone through that we don't want. But they haven't done that, right? Like we haven't heard of any of those people.
The Freys letting in somebody else through.
Yeah, we haven't heard of that happening. And who would they have let through? Because the only people that we know have been in Winterfell have come from the sea, so that doesn't make sense. So it can't have been that. Or I guess there's so many of them.
Yeah, Freys. And a bunch of Freys, like 1,500 Frey soldiers recently, like joined Roose Bolton. So like,
yeah, so they're like, maybe Robb is the issue. What did he? Or maybe it is the cat. I don't know.
Why would they care about Jaime being dead?
Well, I mean, like they're like cousins or whatever, right? Not that they like care.
But no, hang on, no, not that all of them are cousins.
Oh, it was just
there's
that one
specific cousin?
There was
like,
that one Frey.
Jaime's aunt is married to a Frey. But that set of Freys, like those Freys, are actually still on the Lannister side and always have been.
Okay.
Like they never went over to Robb. They're just kind of like outliers.
Okay. Yeah, why would they care that Jaime is dead? I don't think they would.
So is it something that Robb did?
It has to be. I mean, if it's not
what do you think he did?
If it's not, what did Robb do? Did he? Okay, what was the parts of the alliance? It was like he had to marry one of them. Arya had to marry one of them. There's a couple, the Walders that went up to Winterfell. They had to not ward those. And then Robb took a squire. Yeah. But I don't think, like, him canceling one of those things, I don't think it would be big enough to make all of them angry, you know? So, I have no idea.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, all right. So Fraser mad, Rob did something potentially.
Yeah.
Okay, so this dude is crying about his princess, and Arya's like, "Oh, you're sad. I'm sad too because my brothers might be dead." And he's like, "Who gives a fuck about your brothers?" And she is so mad. She says, "I hope your princess dies," and runs away, not knowing that his princess is herself.
Oh my
She
God.
herself is his princess. Oh, Arya, princess.
Aw.
So she runs away to the Godswood, and she goes up to the heart tree, and she prays, and she's like, "What should I do? Tell me." And for a while, like, there's nothing, but then she hears like wolves howling, or like a singular wolf howl, and she okay, what did you think of this? It's like the way it's phrased is as if she's hearing it, but also it could be that she's remembering it. Like, this has happened once before with Arya when she was like in the stables at King's Landing, and there was something about like the mantra that Syria used to kind of say to her, you know?
Yeah.
And now here she is hearing her father's voice tell her, "When the snows fall and the white winds blow, the lone wolf dies, but the pack survives." And she answers, she's like, "There's no pack. Everybody's dead. It's just me. And I'm not even me now. I'm just Nan." And then it answers, "You are Arya Winterfell, daughter of the North. You told me you could be strong. You have the wolf blood in you." So is that her thinking that her dad's like just remembering the words he said and then kind of like having a, conversation in her head with him? Or is this like
Like a
supernatural of some
magical
kind?
look through. I think it's more, I was thinking about this too, but I think it's more like in her
Head.
like she's experiencing, like, it's her dad. She's had.
Of course it's in her head, but why should that mean that it's not true? I just keep...
Oh my God, the Harry Potter references today are amazing.
Right?
They like fit in perfectly. I love
They
it.
do.
But no, I think it's just like a culmination, and then like it's just her.
Okay.
And she serves it.
And just the
on this
distress
platter.
she's in, she's kind of manifesting it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So she's like, "Oh, fuck, I am the wolf blood, and I'm gonna be strong." And she takes her wooden broomstick sword and cracks it over her knee and thinks to herself, "I am a direwolf and done with wooden teeth." And I love this moment for her.
Yes, sir.
So she like goes to her bed. She's laying there and she can hear wolves howling, and she's like, "Oh, they're calling to me." And so she finally gets up and kind of slips out of the tower through a window because she sleeps in the same tower that Roose Bolton sleeps in, and there's always a guard, so she like goes out a window through the cellars or something. That's like the second time. Like, she goes through a lot of windows in the cellar. That's what she did in King's Landing too.
Yeah.
And she heads to the forge and wakes up Gendry and tells him to bring swords and help escape with her, you know? And I love this, like, and she convinces him by being like, Roose Bolton's gonna leave, and then it's just gonna be the terrible mummers that are around, and he's going to cut off every 1 foot off of everyone. The left one she has. Like, I just love how specific she gets with her lie here. Like, he's known for taking people's limbs, but like,
The left one. She's like,
Yeah.
"Look, this specificity is what gives me like
credibility.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's like, "We're gonna go out this postern gate over there." And this conversation, Gendry's like, "I know that gate. It's guarded, same as the rest. So," she's like, "So you won't forget the swords, though, right?" "I never said I'd come." "No, but if you do, you won't forget the swords." And he's like, "No, I guess I won't." Like, I just love this. Like, she's not even spending time convincing him. She's like, he's gonna come around, but like, I'm just gonna get him to like agree to this.
I know. It's like they're so. Yeah, it's like this cute little, like, they're gonna have each other's backs, but they're never gonna be like happy with each other, like, ever. I don't think they've ever had like a like a not mad at each other moment, but it's like they're still gonna support each other.
Yeah. So she gets out of there, goes back to her room, puts on her like some warm, like double layers of clothing and all of that stuff, and steals the map from Roose Bolton. And he's left his dagger there, which she also takes.
Nice.
And
as you should.
She goes to the stables after this and wakes up one of the stable boys and orders him to get 3 horses ready because Roose Bolton said so. And the dude's like, oh, what do you want for with the horses in the dark? And she's like, and she uses the line that Roose Bolton said to her. Yep. Lord Bolton is not in the habit of being questioned by servants. And I love this, like, you know, switcheroo. She's like, oh, I just heard that, but I'm going to use it on you now.
Yeah.
And so she takes the horses sneakily to that gate area, and she waits for Hot Pie and Gendry, and she hears them coming long before she sees them, which is like, I read that and I was like, oh my God, Arya, you should have just gone on your own because they're going to be such a mess.
Literally. I was like, I don't know, bro. I don't know about Hot Pie out here in these streets.
What's going to stop him from yielding again?
No, literally. That, and just like, he's not like, I'm sorry.
He's not
I know
resilient
it's like,
type.
Yeah, he's not resilient. No offense. He's not useful. Like I just feel like Gendry is like
unless you're taking kitchen with you, his skills are not like, you know,
there's not a lot of transferable.
Yeah.
He also, like, there's no people skills or like physical skills, and it's like he ain't.
Yeah, at least Gendry can hit hard, you know.
Exactly, and like, you know, he was like, he's been working for so many years, like he has those physical labor skills that may, you know, like there's something there. I don't trust Hot Pie one bit.
But anyway, she's not leaving her friends behind, so I respect that, I guess.
I respect it, but like,
honestly, I kind of would have, if I were her, I would have left Hot Pie behind because he's in the kitchens. Like, you know, the kitchen people don't usually get, like, there's a talk about the beginning how none of the cooks were killed because I don't know why, but like the kitchen people usually get spared and he's comfortable and whatever.
Yeah.
So I would have left him. And it's not like he knows she's Arya. Like, he doesn't really know, right?
Yeah, exactly. And now he's gonna have to find out, which is gonna put her in even more danger.
Right. So there's like all this stuff.
Yeah, I would have too.
But she made her choice, but it's okay. Maybe Hot Pie will be worthy of his
no.
Of the troubles he'll cause.
No, he won't.
Okay, all right. So she tells him to stay there with the horses and goes up to the postern gate where there's a guard, and she's like, ooh, it's a Northman. And at first I was like, oh, is she like hesitating that it's a Northman? But no, she's like, oh, these dudes know Roose Bolton. Like, I can't trick them as well. I don't know him as well as they know him. But she's like, okay, I'm just going to do it. She like forces herself to walk up, and she tells him that Lord Bolton sent her to give each of his guards a silver coin. And the guard is like, but okay, let's see it, you know, because how can he say no to silver? And she takes out the coin that thankfully she did not throw away and is about to pass it to him, but drops it. Oops. And the dude bends over. Like, earlier she was noticing, like, as she's walking up, she's like, oh, he's way too tall, and he's wearing armor, so I can't like stab him through his stomach. Like, I need to get to his neck. And as she drops the coin, the dude drops to his knee to pick it up, and his throat is at her hand level, and she slices it and says, Valar Morghulis, as the dude dies.
Snap.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Bend and slice, more like.
I don't care. It's bend and snap.
Okay. And she picks up her coin and goes to like at this point their signal was like, I'll howl like a wolf, and an actual wolf actually howls. So like which I'm like, what if the wolf had howled earlier? I know like the wolves are like supernaturally on her side, kind of, you know, story. But what if it had howled a little too early? What then?
No.
You know?
That's a risk we take.
Yeah, so a wolf howls and they're like, oh, that's Arya. We're going to go catch up with her. And thankfully, she is done by this point. Although Hot Pie's like, you killed him?
What did you think I would do?
Yeah. So they get on their horses and Arya's noting the blood on her hands and how it's making her horse skittish. And she's like, oh, no matter. The rain will wash it clean. Like, just, oh man. This is, it's a little scary that this is like the thought process of a 10-year-old after she's just killed somebody in cold blood. Yeah. But also, I don't know. This is the world she's living in.
It's
and
a little,
I feel like she can survive because of this mentality.
Definitely. It's like, it's not like the mentality you want a 10-year-old to have. It's not ideal, but like you said, like, this is not a 10-year-old's. My brother is 10. Oh, this is not his life.
Can you imagine your brother ever doing any of the stuff Arya
right?
has done? And it's like, oh, she laid out the sheets. That was a diss on your brother. I'm sorry.
That's funny. No, that's funny. No, but like, no, you have a point. It's like literally any of like, even the most like you said, like the most like basic menial tasks is like he can't do that.
Like,
like
he doesn't require to. Yeah, that's what a 10-year is supposed to be.
Yeah, but like, it's just, and it's like also like what I mentioned earlier about like the keeping track of her like killing, not killing, why is she killing, why is she not killing record. And it's like, this is interesting because I'm having a tough time, like, I guess her plan was like, I'm gonna try and trick them, and if that doesn't work, I have to kill them. Or maybe she hadn't even thought about the killing part yet, like she just assumed she would be able to trick them, which is like, it's like, okay, she didn't go into it like, I want to kill them. So it's not, she didn't want to kill them.
But she's prepared to kill them.
Yeah, but she's like, she's ready to do it because of the previous killings that she's already done, you know, because the first one,
and
she
also the world
so
she lives in, just
all
the stuff she's witnessed.
I know, but I just mean like she wouldn't be able to do this so quickly. If this was her first kill
ever, this would be
yeah. Like this wouldn't be so smooth and like,
and all the mentors she's had, like, you know, Sierra Farrell, like, and Jaqen Hagar, and
they're all pretty like ruthless. Yeah, and yeah, like it's not blame. I just like to analyze her to make sure she's not turning into Joffrey.
So far, the answer is no.
We're good. Okay. So far. It's like, yeah, this, like, she didn't have to kill him, but it kind of, the situation was like, okay, if I'm getting out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where are they going?
They're going to River Run.
Are they going to make it to River Run?
I really want to say yes. Arya needs
a win.
Something. I think they're going to make it to River Run, but I think the catch, instead of being that they don't make it, the catch will be like, okay, like, Gendry and Hot Pie might be a little like, okay, like, how is this useful to us? Like, there might be some animosity there, but then also I think River Run is just gonna metaphorically be up in flames, not like a Bolton flame, just like it'll just, like, things will just be going wrong and messed up and all that, so I think that'll be like the, okay, yeah, like, your mom's here, but at the same time, like, shit's fucking happening. Yeah, so I'm thinking, like, you know, because I'm also like, okay, like, is Tywin now gonna stay at King's Landing? Is Tywin now gonna march? I'm like, okay, they were thinking like, oh, he's marching to Harrenhal. Well, like, he could easily go through River Run to go to Harrenhal, right? So,
sorry, Tywin could go through Harrenhal to get to River Run.
No, opposite.
He could get to River Run without going through Harrenhal.
Yeah, like, he could get to River Run and then proceed to Harrenhal. Like, that could be
yes,
a
that
route.
could happen.
Yeah. So that's what I mean is, like, if people are thinking his intention is to get to Harrenhal, but then at the same time, it's like, why would he waste his time doing that when those things are easy and he could just focus on, like, the Robb issue first? So I'm just kind of, like, going between those things, but I think by the time they get to River Run, like, it might be, like, a, you know, like, now Tywin's there, or, like, something's going on there where, like, River Run isn't actually safe for them. Or maybe, like, the, you know, Baelish showing up. Okay.
But will she get to meet up with her mom, brother?
I really want to say yes. Mom, yes. But then that'll also be, like, weird because it'll be like, okay, well, Arya's here, so clearly they don't have Arya. and it's a weird dynamic, but at the same time, you just killed Jaime, so it doesn't matter that Arya's here, because, you know, it's not like, if Jaime hadn't been killed, finding Arya would be, like, fucking amazing. It's like, okay, well, you know, but it's just, it's kind of a mess.
But killing Jaime kind of guaranteed that Arya / Sansa, whoever the Lannisters had, would be killed, but now it's like, oh, at least we have Arya.
Yeah.
And that dude can marry his princess. Speaking of which, no predictions on what's going on with that situation? Just give me one, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, we've been dishonored. I'm not gonna marry my princess. Maybe like a Robb. Maybe, okay, let's just throw something random out there. Maybe like... No, that's out of character. I don't know. I have no idea. Robb,
what were you gonna say?
I was like, I don't know, maybe like Robb, because it's like Robb's also like engaged. But then I was like, okay, like it's out of character for him to like go be with someone else, and also that wouldn't really affect anything because it would just be like a bastard because he's already engaged, you know? Right. So I was like, that wouldn't like matter. So, but like, I don't know, like what would Robb, like why would the phrase, you know, like, I don't know, what did Robb do?
What did Robb do? Hashtag
okay, wait,
WDRD.
The last time we saw Robb, what was he up to? I don't even remember.
He was out in the West fighting the battles.
Oh yeah, just like land clan stuff. I mean, like, I don't know. I literally have no idea, because it really feels like the Freys don't really care about anything except for their own, like, let's further our family tree.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna say something very random. He killed Walder Frey. I don't know why or how,
I think we would hear if he had killed Walder Frey.
Hey, I'm saying something very random that makes no sense. That's the point.
All right. Okay, Robb has killed Walder Frey.
Yes.
This, like, Roose Bolton's plan to send a bunch of people over to Duskendale, how's that gonna go down?
I mean, I think that'll be pretty successful. It's hard to
And it's kind of close to King's Landing, where this huge army's at currently. So are they going to be successful in that?
How many people is he sending?
Like the Glovers and the Tall Hearts. I don't know if there's a number.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't really...
A few hundred, maybe a couple thousand, I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably not going to go very well for them. Definitely a few deaths. But, like, also, like, do the Land Clan really need to engage? Like, do they really? But I guess it's, like, because it's so close, it's like, oh, you're challenging us, and they take everything with offense. So it'll probably go pretty badly.
Okay. How's Robb gonna react to all that? Because he's like so out in the West. I don't know when he gets his news.
Yeah, I don't think he reacts to those like tiny things anymore. Because I feel like there's so many. There's been so many of them. Like he has a lot to think about.
Okay, all right. Will Lady Walda bear him true-born sons that will take over the place of his beloved previously dead or currently dead son and him soon to be dead?
Are we about to have another person come back from the dead? Because you were like previously dead, but
well, I said previously, but like that was not what I meant to say. I forgot the words.
I know. I don't think she will. I hope she won't. So I'm saying I don't think she will because I hope she won't.
Why, you don't want the Bolton line to be continued?
We don't need another Bolton.
All right. What name's Arya gonna go by now?
Ooh.
That's a good one, right?
Ooh. Maybe like, I don't know. I mean, she could continue by Nan. I think she likes it.
Right, but both Gendry and Hot Pie know that's not really her name.
Okay, yeah, but she's not gonna be like, I'm Arya until she gets there.
Gendry knows that she's Arya.
I mean, like, Hot Pie, at this point, Hot Pie kind of has to find out. It's like, why are we going to Riverrun? Well, just to let you know, I'm actually Arya Stark of Winter. You know, like, it's at this point, he has to know. Or find out. He has to find out.
Okay.
But, what was the question?
What's she gonna go by? What name?
Nan. Until she gets to Riverrun, and then it's Arya.
Okay. What was that book that Bolton burned?
I don't really know. Because I don't think it's like a strategies thing or something. Maybe it's like a history of Harrenhal. And it's like, maybe it's like, these are all the curses.
The history.
You know, he had the leeches, right? Like, so maybe he's like thinking about like, oh, have people died with leeches previously? But at the same time, like, he doesn't seem the type of, like, he seems very like nonchalant about.
So you think this is like biology research? Like, the leech thing is not a new thing.
Okay, I guess. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just like what curses have fallen on these people.
Okay.
You know?
And why would he need to burn that?
I don't really know.
Okay. Still call out to listeners to remind me what that book is, because I don't remember. Okay. It was all in Arya's head, that whole conversation at the Godswood.
I think so.
Okay. Is anybody going to follow them? Like, are they going to get away with it?
I think they'll get away with it, but it'll be pretty easy to... I mean, I don't know about, like, Hot Pie and Gendry. I mean, Gendry, like, there's not that many, of Gendry's people, right? Because, like, or was there... Because I know, like, when Arya went to get Gendry, there was only, like, 3 of them or whatever, but is it, like, just in that room there was only 3 of them, and there's, like, a lot more? Or is there
let's just say there's
more?
3 in total.
Okay, yeah, like, people are gonna know... I'm sure people will put together, like, well, I don't know if they'll put it... I think they'll put it together with, like, the...
I mean, they did steal horses and
I know, and it's specifically
and
3
swords.
No, I know, but it's like specifically like because like nobody's seen them like interacting, so I don't know if people would be like, is it like a one-off? Like I know Arya, easy catch, like everyone knows her. She had access to all of those, like, specific Bolton things, and, like, you know, people, especially, like, that dude in the stable who literally, you know, spoke to her. Like, Arya's done for, but, like, the Gendry and Hot Pie, like, they might not...
They might go unnoticed.
Yeah, I feel like Hot Pie might go unnoticed, but Gendry,
So
no.
wait, answer the main question. Are they going to be followed or not?
No.
Okay, cool. Last question for this chapter. Is Arya going to kill more people?
Oh, definitely.
In defense or more questionable situations where she's like, I feel like killing you?
Not I feel like killing you, but stuff like this where it's like...
It's not necessary, but it's kind of necessary.
It's not necessary, but for her plan, it is necessary.
Okay. Alrighty then. Let's move on to Sansa and... get on with it, because we've been talking for so long. Okay. So Sansa is in the throne room where everybody's decked out in their finest wear. And one thing that stood out to me is that the Septon has a crystal crown again, which I'm like, didn't the other Septon being torn to pieces teach you something about not wearing crystal crowns? Like, you know?
I doubt they, like, disclosed the details of that, so... If Septons, you know, like to have crowns, then he probably just showed up in his crown for the job.
Oh, wait, no, not Septons don't have crowns. Like, only the High Septon has a crown.
Well, yeah, but I just mean, like, if the High Septon has a crown, and this dude shows up to be High Septon, like, I don't think he's gonna be specific. No one's specifically gonna tell him, like, oh, this is what happened to the last
I feel like somebody should, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right, so everybody's there, and first rides in Tywin in all his fancy armor. It says, the Lord of Castle Rock made such an impressive figure that it was a shock when his destrier dropped a load of dung right in the base of the throne. Joffrey had to step gingerly around it as he descended to embrace his grandfather and proclaim him savior of the city. Just
that
like
was
the
very nice.
Greatest detail, I don't know.
It was amazing, because especially, like, the amount of times after that they have to, like Joffrey gets off the throne, then Tywin goes and sits on the bottom. So, like, the amount of times they have to tiptoe around this dung is nice.
Yeah. And, you know, he proclaims him the, what is it? Just, like, the... regent. No, Cersei's the regent. He's the hand and the person in charge now. Whatever. Protector of the realm. Governance of the realm. And there's all this fanfare, and then the Tyrells come in, and they make this big show of, like, as if they didn't know this was gonna be, like, asked, you know, all this stuff, like, Loras steps up and is like, I want to be in your Kingsguard. And Joffrey's like, oh, great. Welcome aboard.
Kiwi, for the 3 Tyrells, he gives them, like, the little chain. Can you show me a photo of the chain with the roses and the lion?
Oh, I don't know if there exists one because it's like such a minor detail. But there's
so
a chain of roses wrought in soft yellow gold from which hung a golden disc with the lion of Lannister picked out in rubies. I will try. If anybody out there listening has seen an illustration of this, send it to me, but I honestly have not seen it before. I'll look. So anyway, Joffrey's like, oh, you've been so great. I will grant any boon you ask. So Loras asks to be a Kingsguard, which that's cool. And then Lord Tyrell asks to join the Royal Council, which...
What's his role, though? Like, I don't get it. Because he just, like, joined the
I
council?
think they'll hash that out later, but, like...
Oh, okay.
Right now, he's just on the council.
So they're not even... It's not even like, oh, you're good for this role. It's just nepotism at this point.
Mm-hmm. And then Sir Garland Tyrell, who I don't think we've met before, is Loras's older brother. Looks like him, but like taller and broader and older with a beard, I think. He steps up and says, I have a maiden sister, Marjorie, the delight of our house. She was wed to Renly Baratheon, as you know, but Renly went to war before the marriage could be consummated, so she remains innocent. Marjorie has heard tales of your wisdom, courage, and chivalry, and has come to love you from afar. I beseech you to send for her and take her hand in marriage, and to wed your house to mine for all time. This, like, oh, your sister's beauty is famed throughout the 7 kingdoms, but I am promised to another. I must keep my word. And Cersei's like, Sansa's dad was a traitor, so, like, it's cool if she'll leave her. And then Joffrey's like, no. After she says this, all the people in the hall are like, yay, Marjorie. And Joffrey's like, oh, I would love to, but I took a holy vow. Hint, hint, Septon, sir. And the High Septon steps up and is like, the gods hold betrothal solemn, but your father, King Lord Robert of blessed memory, made this pact before the Starks of Winterfell had revealed their falseness. I don't know.
That's a good voice. No, I like that voice. It's like perfect. Because it's like absent-minded and like it's hard to understand and droning, and I love it. And it's exactly what I imagine.
Anyway, according to the High Septons, the gods pardon Joffrey for setting Sansa aside. So, oh my god, I love this. So far as the faith is concerned, there is no valid marriage contract twixt you and Sansa Stark. I just love the use of the word twixt.
Twixt.
Right? Yeah. I rarely get to see it ever used in like anything. It's just too good a word. Okay,
And also it's funny to me that, like, Loras is like, I want to be in your Kingsguard after attempting to overthrow the very king he now has to guard.
Right,
it's giving
we should
Jaime
talk about
2.0. That. And also, like, why is he doing this? And also, like, isn't this, like, betrayal to his, like, dead, like, lover? But, like, also, is his lover even dead? Why is his lover
that was never brought up, was it?
But, like, also, was that just, like, a Dantos being drunk? But that's not, like, a that I don't think so. But, like, where, why, how, what? And if Dantos heard about it, did other people hear about it? And why didn't they bring it? Like, I'm so confused. They're pretending like the elephant in the room is not an elephant.
Right. I totally forgot to make that a really major point. Renly is not brought up at all. It's just kind of like,
I am so angry. And especially with like Tywin now being the governance, like I feel like, and like now Tyrion's like supposedly on the deathbed, which I don't believe. So now it's like, now we have no in of knowing what's going on, because Sansa doesn't know anything, Tyrion's not here to know anything, and like, we just were, there's nothing. This book is gonna be over, and I'm not gonna know who's alive or dead.
Right. Cool. So, yeah. Everybody keeps shouting Marjorie, and Joffrey's like, oh, yeah, I will marry her. And Sansa is just like barely able to contain her happiness. She just wants to jump with joy, but she's like, oh, I gotta look really distraught because Cersei told me to. And she like puts it on, but like she's like, aha, I am free of Joffrey. He's Marjorie's problem now. And then she adds, poor girl. Like, but it's kind of like, you know, I wouldn't wish this on anybody, but better you than me.
Yeah, fair. Very fair.
I don't blame her, honestly. And also Marjorie's older than Joffrey, and Sansa's like younger, and Marjorie has like a powerful family backing her, whereas like the Starks have kind of lost all credence in King's Landing, you know, all of that.
Yeah.
So Marjorie's more equipped to deal with Joffrey than Sansa is.
Yep. So
I don't feel as bad.
It's still situation. Like, oops, but you know.
Yeah. And that's okay. Can we recap? I think we like left Sansa kind of in like a confusion. So Peter Baelish, which will come up in a moment, went to Bitterbridge, did all that alliance, never sent word of anything, somehow got them to come fight, and then Tywin joined them, and then they all took down Stannis. Like, that's what went down, right?
Yeah.
And Renly was in there somewhere.
yeah. But, like, we didn't even, like, but we
I feel like
no
Littlefinger
details.
did this on purpose to make, like, everybody in King's Landing sweat. He was like, I've got this army on my back, but I'm not going to tell you because I want you to freak out.
Yeah.
And be really grateful to me when I come and save the day.
Right, yeah. It fucking worked. This fucking bitch. Everything, like... he's one of those people where everything's gonna work out for him all the time, for no reason.
I don't know what to say. Okay, so at this point, they start bringing in all the lords and the knights and the whatever, and they're like, oh, great work. And it's, everybody's like given land, like people are given more lands, more titles, all the bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
And there's like some notable things, like Lancel Lannister gets the house dairy, even though we now know that castle has been burned. So I don't know what that's gonna look like for Lancel if he doesn't die. And then Hallan, the alchemist, is given the title of lord, but Sansa notices that he doesn't get any lands to accompany it, so he's not really a lord. And she notes that Lancel's not here because he might die with that wound that Cersei punched. Remember that? And that Tyrion was also said to be dying from a terrible cut to the head. After all of this, they call Lord Peter Baelish. And this is Sir Kevin announces, let it be known that Lord Baelish is granted the castle of Harrenhal with all its attendants, lands, and incomes, there to make his seat and rule henceforth as Lord Paramount of the Trident. Peter Baelish and his sons and grandsons shall hold and enjoy these honors until the end of time, and all the lords of the Trident shall do him homage as their rightful liege.
No.
So Littlefinger's real happy about this. But Sansa's like, but like, what do you got to be so happy about? Because that's like, we don't even have that castle right now. Like they don't have the castle to give you. But besides, if you had it, it's cursed. And like all the lords are sworn to my brother. Like, you know, what is this? What's he got to be so happy about? What do you think?
I mean, we know that like the people that will be sworn to him.
Yeah, is like it's his like vengeance on Riverrun kind of.
Yeah.
Right. But like what about her point of like he doesn't actually get any of this stuff?
Oh, maybe it's like maybe it's like a cover up for something else that he's getting. Like it's like maybe it's like you know, because this was all pre-planned and stuff, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's
he
not
did
like,
ask for Harrenhal specifically.
then I don't know, maybe like, because they're gonna have Harrenhal.
Okay, so he's just like
Probably.
banking on the fact or assumption that they will
Yeah, I
eventually
think
get
so.
it and he'll get to lord over it. Okay, that's fine. Um okay, after that they bring in like 600 new knights and it takes a long
Yeah,
time to knight
I
them because there's only 3
don't.
people around.
How do they like? I'm so confused. These are random 600 people. Is it like this
Like
is a
people who
build up?
did good in the fighting, so now they're being knighted.
But didn't everybody like collapse in the fighting, or are these the people that like they brought in?
It could be a mix of both. Maybe not
Okay,
everybody, you know,
messed up.
of like the 6,000 people they had, I'm sure like some stayed and fought and did their best. I don't know.
Okay, interesting. It was very weird to get all the last few chapters being like, these people are falling apart. These people are falling apart. And this chapter was like,
Right. But if like out of 50, like if in a group of 50, like 49 people flee, but there's one left fighting and he
yeah,
stands his ground, like the greater glory he gets kind of thing, you know?
I know, but it was just weird.
Right. But when you're in the middle of the fighting, you're not going to be like, oh, great, that one guy didn't leave. Like you're going to be like, oh, fuck, the 49 left, you know?
Weird to read about the exact opposite of what we just have been reading.
Right. And they could be mostly part of the forces that came in afterwards. So
I feel like it probably is.
yeah. So after the knighting, they bring in the prisoners who they have captured from Stannis's party, and a bunch of people swear fealty, and Joffrey forgives them, and you know they can keep all their lands and titles and whatever, but some remain defiant, and one of them, Joffrey, like tells Ilan Payne to take out back and get rid of, you know, and there's another one that like keeps cursing Joffrey. He's like, oh, you're a black worm eating the heart of the realm. Darkness was his father and death his mother. Destroy him before he constructs you all. Like there's all this like all this stuff. And he gets really mad and it says, Joffrey lurched to his feet. I'm king. Kill him now. I command it. He chopped down with his hand a furious, angry gesture and screeched in pain when his arm brushed against one of the sharp metal fangs that surrounded him. The bright crimson samite of his sleeve turned a darker shade of red as his blood soaked through it. Mother, he wailed. I just loved that. It's like he's going cry. He's like, I'm king, but also, mommy.
No, literally. I love that.
Like in that one one paragraph, it just goes so good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And the dude that's like cursing him is like, the throne denies him. He is no king. And later on, Sansa's thinking about how like they say the Iron Throne can be perilous cruel to those who were not meant to sit it, and that's kind of like actually a thing. I remember when I read Fire and Blood, like the history of the Targaryens, there was this whole thing where like people would judge whether somebody was worthy of the throne based on if they got cut on the throne or not, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't remember the specifics. I'm sure there's somebody who definitely knows, but like it's a thing, you know. Yeah. They're like, even the throne itself, even though the throne itself is like a death trap, so
yeah, you'd have to be
all of those things. Yeah, so that's the after this, like Joffrey gets taken away because he's hurt, and Tywin takes his place, and just, you know, he doesn't actually sit on the Iron Throne. He sits like on a step like 3 feet off the ground. And I thought that was like a curious, interesting choice. I don't know.
I guess it was probably also like he didn't want to accidentally have the same thing happen and then it just makes them look weak.
I guess that's true. It could be a strategic thing. That is how Tywin works. So he deals with the rest of the business, and then they're finally dismissed. They've been like standing in this fucking gallery for the whole day. I would hate to be a courtier. Like, you know, somebody at court that's just like there the whole time. Yeah. Like you just get stand around. Like I get it. You get all the comforts and stuff, but I would just be like, oh, sorry, it's court day. I'm feeling a little sick. Please send my regards to whoever. Okay, so Sansa goes back to her room and she's really happy, and then she goes to the Godswood later at night, and Dantos is there and he's looking real sad, and Sansa's like, but why are you sad? I'm free. And this is when he breaks it to her that the queen will never let you go, never. You are too valuable a hostage. And Joffrey, he is still king. If he wants you in his bed, he will have you. Only now it will be bastards he plants in your womb instead of trueborn sons. Yay. Did this occur to you?
I was so dead set on the Littlefinger thing that I wasn't even like, oh, Joffrey wouldn't want that to happen. But I hate
Littlefinger thing being that Littlefinger wants to marry her?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, Sansa's not happy about it, and thank you, Dantos, for bursting her bubble. But he does bring her some good news. He says that, I swore to bring you home, and now I can. The day has been chosen. We're gonna escape the night of Joffrey's wedding when everybody's too drunk or busy with the whatever celebrations. And we're gonna slip away. And she's like, but the wedding's like a month away. Like, why do I gotta wait though? And he's like, you waited this long. Just hang on. We can do this. Mm-hmm. And then he gives her a hairnet, a fancy hairnet. Sorry, whenever I think of the word hairnet, I think of like, the food preparation hairnets.
Me
and it's
too.
just like not the vibe.
No.
Because this is like a fashionable ornament, not a...
Yeah.
It was a hairnet of fine spun silver, the strands so thin and delicate that net seemed to weigh no more than a breath of air when Sansa took it in her fingers. Small gems were set wherever two strands crossed, so dark they drank the moonlight. Black amethyst for Mashai, the rarest kind, a deep true purple by daylight.
That's so
And
gorgeous.
Sansa's like, oh, this is so lovely. And Dantos' response is, lovelier than you know, sweet child. It's magic, you see. It's justice you hold. It's vengeance for your father. It's home. That's a lot to put on a hairnet.
Yeah. I'm like, what is this? Like, I don't trust Dantos, but like, where is he pulling this shit? What is Dantos' background? Like, where is he from? Like, I know he used to be a knight or whatever, and then he got drunk
we'll
that
learn
day.
about it more later, but I won't tell you too much. Basically, he ain't got the money for this.
Okay, that's what I'm
Which
thinking.
is what you were asking, right?
Yeah, I'm like, did he come from like a background where he would... So I'm like, okay, why, how? But I know he said like he was like in cahoots with a friend, and that's probably what the like arrangement is about, Mm-hmm. So I'm like, who's his friend? How does his friend have access to things? And the only person I can think of is Varys. Because Varys to me is
really?
Just like the...
I remember before you said it was Peter Baelish though.
I know, but now I'm just
because like he used to be like, oh, my friend's out of town or something, and
yeah, that's true, but like
we'll get to it later.
I know, I did say that for a while, but like I don't know, it just doesn't feel right anymore. Like I just like
okay.
why would he give a hair like I just don't imagine Pattaya anywhere in that realm, like at all.
Pattaya,
yes.
Peter
Pattaya. I don't imagine him anywhere in that realm, and I just like with this whole introduction of magic and hairnet, it's a different
So you think this is a magical hairnet? Like it's legitimately magic?
No, I don't think it's like but like a hairnet, I should say, a hairnet being involved doesn't feel Pattaya-y.
Okay, all right. So it's Varys who somehow acquired this hairnet, gave it to Dantos to give to Sansa, and is helping her, escape, whatever. Mm-hmm. But what is the significance of the hairnet itself? Why is it justice, vengeance, and home?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Is it...
There's really no way you can know, but like I just still gotta ask.
This is so random, I'm sorry.
It's okay. What
I'm
is
gonna
it?
go with this because I can't think of anything. It's a hairnet, right? So it's like for your hair.
Mm-hmm.
And Ned's like head got chopped off.
Right.
So I don't know, it's like protective, even though it's like not.
So if somebody tried to chop her head, it would like prevent that from happening?
I don't think it would actually prevent it, but it's just like symbolic.
Maybe
it's
like
so pretty.
What are those things called? Like you know how people wear like bracelets or things or
Oh,
rings
oh, oh,
where
yeah, yes. Yeah.
right? That's talisman?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's one of those things.
Right, that's possible. I don't know. I was just like, head, neck, connection, done.
Okay, it's fine.
I can't think of anything.
We don't have to dwell on it. Okay, what do you think about it being on Joffrey's wedding night? Is that gonna work out?
I think it could work out, but at the same time, like, I don't know, like, if I was Cersei, I'd be like, Sansa, stay out of the fucking way on this night. So I would almost watch her more? You know, like, I don't know. So, but I guess, like, if that's, depending on, like, what the plan is, like, if that's when it has to work out, maybe that's when it has to work out. But as of right now, not knowing, like, what the specifics of the plan are, it feels like a weird day to do it. Just because I would think that, like, Cersei especially would be watching that day. I don't know.
How's Joffrey's wedding gonna go down? Like, it'll be all cool and Marjorie will be happy to wed him and all that stuff. I mean, it's a month away. A lot can happen in a month.
Yeah, I don't think Marjorie will be, like, happy to wed him or whatever, but I don't really think, like, she has a choice. And I think also the thing with Renly was, like, because, like, I mean, like, Renly didn't want to have sex with her, so, like, she was just kind of, like, a little bit more free to do whatever she wanted, so I don't think she's gonna like this arrangement at all.
Okay. All right. That's fair. What's Peter Baelish gonna do with all his new titles and honors and whatever? Just real quick, whatever comes off the top of your head.
Brag. Be an ass.
Okay. Is Tyrion gonna survive?
Tyrion, yes. Yes.
Is Lancel Lannister gonna survive?
Nope.
Okay. How are Joffrey and Tywin gonna mesh?
Oh, I love this. Because Tywin is like the grumpy grandfather who can just be like, you fucking bitch. Stop.
Can he? Joffrey is king.
I don't care. Yeah, he can. He's Tywin.
I am the king!
He's Tywin. He fucking can do it, and I'm here for it. I am here for the Tywin overpowering Joffrey vibe. And I think also Tywin has just had it with Joffrey's shit. Like, Tywin, the last time we saw him, when he was, like, shit-talking everyone in his family, he wasn't very happy with Joffrey either, so I'm happy with it.
Cool. What's his name? Loras, how's his Kingsguard? Like, he was Renly's Kingsguard. How's that gonna go?
Yeah. I don't know. See, because I don't understand the Renly thing, I don't understand the Loras dynamic. I think pretending the Renly thing happened to Renly? Yeah, pretending the Renly thing didn't happen, like how this book is doing, pretending it's not happening. Ignoring that, it's like, I guess it's like, okay, like, my lover's dead now, you know, like, I gotta live for myself. Vibes, but keeping the Renly thing in mind, maybe this is actually a smart thing, but I don't know, because, like, they know Renly's, you know, like, everyone saw Renly.
Yeah, Renly was a traitor, whether he's dead or alive right now.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. But it's confusing. I don't know what's going on.
Yes, but okay, say he's back, but why isn't he brought up in this chapter?
No fucking idea. Maybe it's like, maybe, because, like, regardless of him being back, like, he's back and on the Lannister side, so it's like, they don't want to, like, draw, I don't know, but then why wouldn't they, like, credit him?
Yeah, they'd be like, look, Renly came around and
yeah, that's true.
He supports us now.
I have no idea.
Because that's basically what they did in the battle. They put him, like, out front so that people would be like, yeah, he's on our side now.
Yeah, that's true. I have no idea. Because they put him in front, and then he's not But
okay, all right. We're spending way too much time on this. That is the end of all the questions I have, except will Sansa be able to get away on Joffrey's wedding night?
no.
Okay. All right. Torture for Sansa it is. Let's move on to next chapters. So we are reading 2 next time. Any hopes, predictions?
For like a solid Jon and Catelyn.
Wow, wrong on both counts. So we're reading chapters 66 and 67 next time. And chapter 66 is Theon.
Theon. Yeah, he's about to get... Oh, yeah, Maester Lewin's coming back with the vibes.
What?
Or no, Roderick's coming back. Was it Roderick who's coming back? With,
Yeah,
like,
Maester Lewin's been at Winterfell.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Roderick is coming back with an army to take back Winterfell, and his sister left, which he should have gone with her. He sent, what's his name, Reek, to go get more men, and he's like, I'm probably never gonna see him again, but like, I'll try it out anyway.
Right. Hopefully he... I don't think he'll hear back from Reek right now. But I think like Roderick will come back and like fight and they'll win, but then Reek will show up and that might cause some chaos.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Where's Theon gonna be at the end of this?
Hopefully gone. That would be nice.
Like gone dead, gone captured, gone ran away.
Gone ran away.
Okay. All right. Cool. The next chapter is, drumroll please. That was terrible. Tyrion.
Ooh, bestie's not dead. Let's go.
Yet.
No, he's not dead. Confirmed. Let's go.
Okay, so what are we gonna see? Hurry up.
Non-dead Tyrion, vibing, living his okay life. He'll be like definitely like on his deathbed, but like he'll survive. So he'll be like lying there and like thinking back to like, oh, this is what happened when Podrick Pod saved me. And he'll probably find out about like the different announcements and like, I don't know. Hopefully we find out a little bit more about the Renly drama. Hopefully someone updates Tyrion. And then we get updated too.
Okay, cool. I guess that's all I got. So everyone, don't forget to send us your theories and questions for the end of this book, because that is quickly approaching. And you can email us. Our email is popculturesymposium@gmail.com. Our Instagram is @popculturesymposium, and I will put the link to our Discord. Come join, come chat, come theorize. It's so fun. I love it. And we're so close to the next book. I can't wait. I'm going to go freak out later. But how many more episodes do you think we have before the end of this book? My Kindle tells me that we're 91% done.
I'm thinking like 3 episodes. How many do we actually have?
A number of episodes.
Really? Wouldn't have guessed that.
I don't know why I'm being like so cryptic about this. Like I could tell you, but I really just wanted to come as a surprise. So,
I think you should tell me.
So everyone, like I said, do all those things and we'll talk to you next time. Wait, no, that's not what I say. Until next time, farewell, my friends.
Talk to you later.